I started to share with people and friends about what I have learned. Some of them called me to ask some advice of their case. I answered and they asked more questions. I felt that they just wanted to test me rather than being interested in developing themselves. What should I do to get over this? Well, there's a famous story, right, of a rescue helicopter that was sent out on an emergency mission because one of the ships containing a lot of passengers in the middle of the ocean had flipped over, leaving everybody stranded, and it wasn't looking good. As soon as the rescue helicopter arrived, it was hovering over the people who was in the ocean and it was getting cold. And the rescue helicopter realized that they had a massive problem in that moment. The problem being there wasn't enough helicopters to rescue everybody on a single trip. So they had to make a tough decision in terms of who to rescue first. Would you like to know how they went about making that decision? The ones they decided to rescue first were the people in the water that were swimming towards them. The people who were wanting to be helped, they were the ones who was helped first. But how many times in our life do we see somebody in the water and they've got the illusion that they want to be helped, but the moment you come over, you realize it's just an illusion, and yet we try to still help them. We got to focus all of our efforts on trying to help people who actually wants our help, not just putting on some act in terms of, hey, I'm drowning, I need some help. Because here's the fact about life. Some people need to die for them to realize they haven't lived. It's tough for me to even be saying that, but it's the truth, ugly truth about life. Let's not beat around the bush here. Some people will not get it until it's the end of their life. This is why most people get to the end of their life and they experience hell on earth. That being the last day you have on earth, the person you became, meeting the person you could have become. Most people get to the end of their life and they see the highlight show reel of the life they could have experienced, the love they could have felt, the health they could have felt. They get to see all of that, but it's just a dream and it's too late. How many of you agree this is what we're trying to avoid at all costs? We don't want to experience that in our life. So it's important you realize if you have woken up when everybody else is sleeping, then just ensure you are firstly focused on helping you first. Let's save you first, right? That's the most important person to save. And next, help people, only the people who want your help. Nobody else. Nobody else. That way you can conserve some of that energy you're chucking out there. And at the same time, you begin to understand that not everyone is going the same direction as you. How many of you know what I'm talking about? I used to have a friend called Tom back in the days, and he was one of my best friends. And when I began to see some of the life-changing ways in which this industry was helping me to heal off drug addiction and helping me to really find I can love myself and not hate myself. I, like you, wanted to share it with everyone. And the first person I was speaking to was my friend Tom. And I said, Tom, I've just learned about this and I've been recommended these books. And imagine, I lent him a book, right? I was like, that's going to change your life, right? Gave it to Tom. A week passes and then I catch up with him. I'm like, Tom, have you read that book? What do you think he said to me? What do you think Tom said to me? Do you think he said, oh yeah, I finished everything? Or do you think he said, what book? Yes, he was like, what book? And I'm like, the book I gave you last week. What's it? Where is it? He's like, I put it somewhere. He did it. He freaking lost it, right? But that's how most people are. Most people, remember, are not on the same journey as you. And that's okay. And that's okay. Let's surround ourselves with people who are going the same direction. That's the most important principle in life.